Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Too Good to Be True podcast. I am your host, Pascal Mayala. Today, we are talking about Game 4 of the NBA playoff of the semifinals between the Wolves and the Warriors and the Knicks and the Celtics. But first, I want you guys to subscribe on my YouTube channel on Too Good to Be True podcast, notify, leave your comment on the video, share it with your friend or your family. Make sure to not miss this uh, podcast on my YouTube channel right after recording this. So let's talk about Celtics versus Knicks. Game 4, great win for the Knicks. 121 to 113. Great game from the New York Knicks. Jalen Brunson got 39 points, 5 rebounds, two assists, shot for 14 out of 25 in the field goal, 4 and 8 in the 3 point. Karl Anthony Towns, 23 points, 11 rebound, 1 assist, shot for 11 to 15 on the field goal, 0 and 3 in the 3 point. Micheal Bridges showed up finally. 23 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 assists, 4 steals, 1 block, shot for 11 out of 21, shot 1 for 6 in the 3 points. OG Anunoby stepped up. 20 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, shot for 8 to the 14 in the field goal, 4 and 8 in the 3 point. And for the Boston Celtics, we're gonna get that later after we're gonna uh show the share the video of Tom Thibodeau commenting about Jayson Tatum injury. But at first, we had to look at the box score. Jayson Tatum had the uh, best game of his life, even though at the late in the fourth quarter he got pretty much injured, on his left knee. So he got 42 point, 8 rebound, 4 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. Shot for 16 and 28 in the field goal, 7 and 16 in the 3 point. 3 point. His partner in crime, Jaylen Brown, who had 20 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, shot for 7 and 16 in the field goal, 2 and 8 at the 3 point. And also Derek White, also always stepping up, which I like. 23 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, shot for 6 of the 12 on the field goal, 6 and 11 in the 3 point. Peyton Pritchard, 6 man of the year, 12 points, uh, 1 steal, shot for 40-10 in the field goal, and 2 and 7 in the 3 point. So, what am I thought about this game? Yes, if you look uh, at the first to, let's say, first to the third quarter, the Celtics was leading until in the fourth quarter. The Celtics kept the momentum out of this game. But unfortunately, we got some bad news that we don't have to confirm if he's out definitely for Game 5. But there was a scary moment at the end, pretty much at the late end of the fourth quarter. Jaylen Brown, I believe, Jaylen Brown passing to Jayson Tatum, or probably was the reverse. We're seeing the Jayson Tatum falling down. He had the not torn ACL. It's the same injury that Kevin Durant suffered during Game 5 against my Raptors in the 2019 NBA Finals. If you remember that play. And I hope that he's okay. So the Celtics say he's gonna get an MRI, but um but we need very clarification on the Jayson Tatum situation, but I hope that he's okay. So I want to play the video right now of Tom Thibodeau responding to the injury of Jason Tatum. Uh, I, I, I mean, he has a great game, and we've seen this situation like that. And I hope it's negative because if it is, I mean, Jaylen Brown have to step up. So so let's watch Tom Thibodeau reaction against not against the Celtics, but the Jason Tatum injury. So I'll let you guys hear. Here we go.
Tom, I don't know. I don't think anyone knows the word on it yet, but Tatum was out in a wheelchair, in tears. Just kind of thoughts on, I guess, if they have to go without him, what that means.
Yeah, I never want to see a player get hurt. And, he's been a great player and he's a great guy too. So I hope it's not a serious injury.
So yes, and I agree. I hope it's not. I hope it's not serious because if it is, it will be a shame. And I say this not as a Celtics fan, as a player who loves Jason Tatum. That I hope that he um get the best treatment and is looking for the MRI. Uh, I mean, I don't know what to say about that, but let's hear from Stephen A. Smith about the Jason Tatum situation. Then I will go talk about a little bit about the Nets. But I just want to give a little snippet. What did I thought about that game? I thought the Nets really showed up playing a state of emergency, but at the same time, what I don't like about the uh, what I what I don't like about the with the Nets, they always trailing. Then they try to do the comeback. That's probably the third time I've seen this with the Nets, and and I hope that if they go to the conference finals, which I think they will, if they do that again, let me tell you what. Let me tell you what. There's gonna be not, I don't want to say the repercussion, but there is going to be a repercussion of if they're trying to do that again against, imagine, the Indiana Pacers, with the Indiana Pacers who really surprised a lot of us in the playoff, especially against the Cavs, that they tried to dismantle them on the offensive board. Yes, in the defense they're not good. The Pacers are not good, but if you look at the Knicks, they had a lot of big body inside. So that's where the Knicks could get the advantage over the Pacers. So I want to share this. I want to share this video with Stephen A. Smith reaction of the Jason Tatum and the series. So I want to just put this. Let me grow a little bit. Make me disappear. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen.
For Game 4, and he joins us now from the Garden floor. So Stephen A. Smith was in the building for Game 4, and he joins us now from the Garden floor. So Stephen A., this wasn't those epic late comebacks of Games 1 and 2. This was the Knicks going toe-to-toe with the Celtics the entire second half. What stood out to you about the way the Knicks played?
Well, what you just said, how they went toe to toe, how they were ready for battle, how they showed up and they played defense collectively. Offensively, you had 4 different dudes scoring in double figures. This is what you expected from the New York Knicks. Not necessarily to win games, but to make it a grind and to make sure that the reigning defending NBA champions knew they were in a dog fight. For the first 3 quarters of games 1 and 2, you didn't see that. And then the Knicks miraculously came back 20-point deficits. In game 3, they got blitzed. And you know, Boston, the best road team.
Sorry, people. There's a lot of technical little bit difficulty, but this is what you expect. I don't know. I know you can see me, but this is what you expect for the New York Knicks. I know it's not a late comeback, but I could tell you this. But this is what I don't like about the Knicks. Uh, how their style of play, because they've always been a late comeback, and then what happened next? That the final way to win, which I do appreciate that, but this time I'm worried. So let's continue.
In the NBA, 5 games better than they were at home during this regular season, came into Madison Square Garden and bum rushed the New York Knicks. So you walked up in here, and that momentum, that vibe, that fervor, and everything that came with it for game 3 at Madison Square Garden clearly dissipated to some degree coming into game 4, because there were a lot of New Yorkers that were incredibly concerned. Could the Knicks beat this team? Could they avoid getting down into a deep deficit that they probably wouldn't be able to dig themselves out of? And sure enough, the New York Knicks stood toe-to-toe and battled them throughout before the New York Knicks pulled away. Despite the greatness of Jayson Tatum and what kind of show he put on, nobody else had anything that the New York Knicks couldn't handle. Collectively, they showed up, led by Jalen Brunson, the clutch player of the year, the face of this franchise, showing up and showing what a star he truly, truly is. And that's why they won this game.
Now they're just 1 game away from advancing to the conference finals. You mentioned Jayson Tatum, the great game he had, and then the terrible injury late in the game. And so now the Celtics have to try to regroup and win 3 in a row, likely without their best player. What sense do you have of what this series is going to look like the rest of the way?
Well, first order of business, we don't know what happened to him yet. A whole bunch of people are speculating courtside that it's a torn Achilles because it looked very similar to what happened to Kevin Durant years ago in the NBA Finals against Toronto. We hope that's not it, but everybody is of the mindset that's how it looked to the human eye, those of us near courtside watching what transpired to him. So we wish him nothing but the best. As it pertains to the Boston Celtics, Jaylen Brown is getting paid $304 million for a reason. This kid Pritchard is 6th man of the year. Al Horford is a champion. Derek White and obviously Drew Holiday, they're champions. We know what they bring to the table, and you can't count them out. But it is safe to say that when you look at the New York Knicks right now, going up against a Boston Celtics team without Jayson Tatum, there is no question that the New York Knicks should win this series.
So you heard what Stephen A said, yes, and I totally 100% agree with him. What the Knicks did, it was that they keep pounding on the Celtics, but they found a way to find the mojo. So Game 5 is going to be very important for the Celtics. Actually, especially both teams going to be important, but especially for uh, the Knicks, because if you cannot close out Game 5 at their home, Game 6, your only option is your only option to close them out. So, like I said, another great win for the Knicks, and I hope games 5 they don't do what they do all the time, uh, trading down by like what 15 or 20 point behind. Moving on from the next topic, the Wolf versus the Warriors. Yep, great win for the Timberwolves. They're up 3-1. 117 to 110 with the great victory of um, of the Wolves. Like I said, Anthony Edwards, great game, 30 point, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, shot for 11 to 21 in field goal, 6 and 11 in the 3 point. His partner in crime, Julius Randle, once again showed up again. 31 points, 5 rebounds. 5 rebounds, 5 assists. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Shot for 11 to 21. Same thing with Cat. Um, 4 and 8 on the 3 point. So, what can I say about the Wolf? Great game, but I will continue to go to the other team, the uh, Golden State Warriors, who did play abysmal. Sorry, they not play that. Actually, they played great, but I mean, Jimmy Butler, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 for 9 on field goal, 0-1 on 3 point. Draymond Green finally showed up, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, shot for 6 and 14 on field goal, 2 and 6 on the 3 point. Buddy Hield, 13 points, 4 rebound, 1 assist, shot for 4 and 11 on the field goal, 2 and 6 in the 3 points. Uh, what can I say between the 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 Warriors versus the Wolves versus the Warriors? They're one win game away. The Wolves are one win away to go to the conference final again for the second time and for the third time in the franchise history. But the second time back to back in the conference finals. Uh, Anthony Edwards, I got nothing to say. That guy is a dog. That guy is a dog. And all of you talking about the face of the league, the face of the league. I don't really care. I think in my personally, the face of the league is to beat the person who was the face of the league 5 or 6 years ago. And what Anthony Edwards did, and I said in my previous video that if Anthony Edwards could beat the Warriors, that sparked a new era of the basketball game. The old players fizzling out, not fizzling out like get rid of them, fizzling out. The new star are coming. So Anthony Edwards continue how to ball, but let's listen on what Anthony Edwards got to say post game during the victory against the Warriors. Let me just save.
The third quarter was obviously a massive turning point, not just for you, but for the team. What was the message at halftime that helped propel what you guys did in the second half?
We just didn't look like we came out like we had won a game already, like we had won a series already, and we came in at halftime. Coach told us like, man, we playing like some losers. You know what I'm saying? Like we got a loser mentality right now. We wasn't being aggressive on defense. We wasn't being aggressive on offense. We was just playing so loose. We wasn't attacking the ball or attacking the basket. So we just had to pick it up.
Like you internally, you're a competitive guy. When the coach says you're playing like a loser, what does that do to your competitive spirit?
It lifted it. He told me I wasn't defending at a high level. I needed to be better offensively, create for my teammates, create for myself, and be more aggressive. So I came out and tried to do that.
You also came out in this game, and we saw you practicing the night very early on. Then you went out and hit the 6 threes in this game, including the buzzer beater at the end of the first half. What was your strategy when it came to the threes tonight?
I mean, it's the same every night, man. Let it fly. I work on it, man. Like I told Steph, I was working with him all summer, man. So big shout out, big credit to him, man. You know, so he influenced me to be able to shoot the ball really well. So I went back in the summer and started working on it once I left him, and I got better at it. So just let it fly.
So you heard what Anthony Edwards said. Hey, kudos to them because they did they did what they got supposed to do on the court. Now, that pertains for the Warriors. What can I say about them? The Warriors. I think Steph Curry needs to come back. And like I said on my previous video, that Steph Curry needs to come back in game five, between game five and game six, so that we can that so they give the momentum, because without Steph Curry they're pretty lost. And the evidence, all those from what is it, game two to game what is it, game four, actually game two to game four, yeah, how without Steph they're lost. And Jimmy Butler, he was non-existent. I'm sorry to say that the playoff Jimmy that we have in the Heat is not the same playoff Jimmy that we have right now against the Wolf, and the playoff Jimmy that we saw against the Houston Rockets. So they need Steph Curry back ASAP. And I say that ASAP because if they don't, game five, Timberwolves will win. Now because now the Wolves are smelling blood. The Timberwolves are smelling blood right now. And when a shark smells blood, that means it's game over. That's it. Game over for that. Uh, let's continue. Uh, because I want to switch another topic, and I know it's an NBA playoff. We're still in the playoff, but yesterday we had the news that Giannis wants out of the Milwaukee Bucks. So what does it mean? Uh, what it means that the Giannis need to look for another option to sign in the free agency, because his time with the Milwaukee Bucks is pretty much finished. And for me, and not for me, but for Giannis, he had to look for another option, because I don't think he will stay in Milwaukee. Because if he does stay in Milwaukee, guess what will happen? He will have the same roster. Damian Lillard is out for the season for the next year. Sorry. And you got a bad roster in Milwaukee. And I said this right last year when they traded Damian Drew Harden for Damian Lillard. I knew that this was the end. This was the end for the Milwaukee Bucks, and it proved this season. And it proved it. They traded the uh, uh, Chris Middleton for Cal Kuzma, who never been to the playoffs since what? Since the 2021 championship. So the Milwaukee Bucks need to rebuild. And what option I could give for Giannis? Which team I do see fit? Because there's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams who wants Giannis, like the San Antonio, OKC, uh, even New York Knicks, which is not realistic. And the reason why I say not the New York Knicks is because uh, you don't have the salary cap, and if you trade Giannis, that means you got to get rid of uh, Carl Anthony Town, who Carl Anthony Town just signed last season on the off season. Mikel Bridges, a couple or a three-way trade. I presume to see that a three-way trade, because I don't see. I'll be honest with you. I don't see New York gets him. The San Antonio Spurs. I would say this: the San Antonio Spurs is pretty interesting because you just had uh you just had De'Aaron Fox, Chris Chris um Chris Paul, yeah, Chris Paul just got there and he's gonna go nowhere. Uh, you develop Victor Wembanyama, and I think is a perfect fit, but I'm also concerned about uh how are they going to trade from the assets for Milwaukee because they don't have no, because the Bucks don't have the how you say this um the how you say this the I don't know, I can't speak. They don't have the draft pick till 2031. So I think the Bucks need a couple of draft pick for that. Um, I don't know, but for OKC, I don't. For OKC, I don't think so because I said it in my mind that OKC um OKC they don't want to get rid of all their asset for Milwaukee. You still build for the young core. You build for the young core, and I don't think OKC wants that. But another team I was very pretty much interested because if you wanna put my Giannis in a contender team, um I was thinking about three teams. One is not a contender team. The two is questionable. So in my mind, in my opinion, one is Miami. In my opinion, Miami. So my Miami is a pretty interesting thing because yes, they got swept in the first round against the Cavs. Um, but our issue is who do you give up? Because you can't trade your two piece core of Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. So I think, in my personal opinion, if I'm Pat Riley right now, if I'm Pat Riley, I'm probably gonna do a three-way trade and get a little bit from draft pick, maybe in the late or mid first round or in the second round. This is my opinion. Um, I think that, but there has to be a third team to be involved. A third team for involved because I know Giannis wants out, and I know Damian Lillard wants out from Milwaukee because remember, Damian Lillard did not want to go to Milwaukee. He wants to go play for Miami because his contract is up. So if I'm Milwaukee, I'll trade Damian Lillard. I will let Giannis walk away and get what they need to get some draft pick and a returning team. My second team, uh, this is going to be crazy, but the Brooklyn Nets. And I know they don't have any asset. Maybe you can do it, like I said, two-way pick, give them a pick or two players, put trade for Giannis, and I don't know with the Nets, but I think the Nets on a rebuilding team, so I don't know about that, but I put the Nets in. My final team, um, hmm, my final pick, in my opinion, this is gonna be crazy. Houston, Houston. And people say, "What? Houston? Yeah, you saw the young core. You saw Shangun. Yeah, you saw Jalen Green, even though he didn't show up in the first round. But you do have a future with the Houston Rocket. So those are three team in my opinion to pick for that. Moving on to a story that happened yesterday that Michael Jordan, yeah, everybody's favorite GOAT, Michael Jordan will join NBC as a special contributor. So I don't want to read the article. I don't read the article, but I want to. I will share it a little bit. I will share it right now. Let's read this first paragraph. So so NBC announced Monday that Hall of Famer Michael Jordan will be a special contributor at his NBA coverage beginning of this fall. Jordan made the announcement via video at NBC Upfront on Monday, with the network following with the announcement on social media. A legendary addition to our team, we're thrilled to welcome Michael Jordan as a special contributor to the NBC and Peacock. NBC said in a post of X, accompanied by the short video of Jordan playing Day. So if you haven't, I don't know if they have it. I don't know if they have it. I don't have the video, but I don't know if you have the video, but I don't have time to find it. But let's read this part. NBC 11-year agreement with the league began in the 2025-26 season. The network did not disclose details regarding the Jordan specific role. Regardless, it will mark his first TV role covering the league in any capacity since retiring in 2003 with the six NBA championship, five league MVP. But we all know Michael Jordan, Carpenter man, who was owned by Charlotte for 2010-2023, co-founded an NASCAR team 23, 11 racing 2020 with Danny Hellman. So, what am I thought about this? I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. It's amazing. I got nothing to complain about, and I loved it. I love every single bit. So we wish luck about um, so, Michael Jordan. So so let's move on for our next topic. So last night we had the draft lottery order for for the uh, the NBA draft. We're getting Cooper Flag. So let's I will share this video. That's going to be the last topic. Um, here's the draft pick. So let's start the top 15. So Oklahoma City Thunder, San Antonio via a trade from Atlanta, Atlanta Hawks via trade Sacramento King, the Chicago Bulls, the Portland Trailblazers, Houston Rocket, Toronto Raptor, I'm not surprised, Brooklyn Nets, New Orleans Pelicans, Washington, Utah Jazz, which is shocked me, Charlotte Hornets, Philadelphia, San Antonio, and Dallas Mavericks, who get the number one draft lottery pick. But before I give my opinion, let's listen to Cooper Flag reaction to his that the Dallas Maverick got the number one draft overall pick. So let's listen to this after this stupid commercial I don't like. But it surprised me that the Utah Jazz didn't get the number one overall pick, but they're gonna find a good player. So let's listen what Cooper Fry got to say. So, oh, damn it, this let me disappear. So let's
A
go.
wild ride for you, huh? What was going through your mind as you were experiencing this and seeing the draft lottery take place?
Yeah, I mean, it's just an incredible experience to be here, to have this opportunity. I mean, this is what I dreamed of since I was a little kid. So just to be here, it's an incredible experience and a great opportunity.
Yeah, you're working out for the draft now. What are you working on in order to get better? So when you step onto the floor as an NBA player, you're in your best.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's always about just getting better all around. It's not one specific thing that I'm looking at. It's just a collective group of things and just trying to get all around better every single day.
The Dallas Mavericks made it known that they look for two-way players. Guys defend. That's what bring home championships, and that's why they traded Luka Doncic. You are a two-way player playing alongside Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving. What you looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, this entire experience for me has been amazing. So going forward, just going to look forward to that. Like you said, being a two-way player, that's something that I've done since I was a little kid. So I'm just going to try and keep doing that to the best of my ability.
Cooper, Dallas is a good team. Did you see this coming? I mean, you must have thought about where you might be going, but I'm surprised. But you're going to a very kind of built team already. That's pretty unusual for what I think being the top pick.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I didn't try and think about it too much. I feel like it's kind of out of my control. So I'm just kind of going through the process like everybody else and just trying to enjoy every single moment because we only get to do this once.
Congratulations, Cooper. Of course, enjoy the entire process as we lead into June and potentially a new home for you, which would be in Dallas. Coper Flagg, thank you so much.
Thank you.
What am I thought about this? I wasn't surprised at all for the Dallas. Actually, I wasn't surprised at all. And people say, "Oh, it's rigged." There's some believe it's rigged, but I wasn't shocked. I wasn't shocked at all. And everything that people were against Nico Harris of the Dallas Mavericks, I think he was the smart. I think that was the smartest thing I ever seen. And I say that I'm laughing because maybe Nico Harris knew about the Luca before all of us. When I say the situation with Luca, I think he already knew that. Like 100% people didn't know about Luca, about his health, overweight, something like that. And I'm gonna give credit what credit is due to uh to Nico Harris and Dallas Mavericks and trading for Anthony Davis. Whew, I think. Oh, I think that I think Dallas will love him. Yes, I know they're still angry about the Luka Doncic trade, but you got a young player of Cooper Flag in um in the draft. If she's going to go to Dallas, well, I'm not going to be surprised. I think that Dallas is so happy right now. Now Now for my Raptors, and yes, we got a I'm a Raptor fan, people. So don't be shocked about that. For my Raptors, listen, I knew in my mind. I said we're not gonna get the number one overall pick because we don't need it. You just traded. You just had Brandon Ingram. You're developing Scotty Barnes, who's the face of your franchise. Emmanuel quickly too. RJ Barrett. What the Raptors need is a big man. Is a big man not who can stretch out the floor. They need a big man to stretch out the floor so that it can help spacing for Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, and Manu quickly. That's all I gotta say. I said this. We don't need the Cooper flag. So I wasn't surprised about that. But let's see the reaction from the how you say that, from the people, the media, well, media, but the social media. So I want to share with you guys. Let's share it. All right, here we go. Uh, LeBron James laughing emoji. Patrick Mahomes. Oh, OMG. Let's go Dallas Mavericks. PJ Washington with the eye open. Mark Cuban. Unreal OMFG. Let's go, Mav. Kevin Love. I mean, come on. D Wade. His reaction with a GIF. But there has been some great player jobs with the fifth pick. Tobias Harris. This goes to show why faith and always believing are so important, folks. Dallas Mavericks got yeah, they got the first. That's the first ever time ever that they won the lottery pick, which I'm surprised. The Charlotte Hornets. Uh Look at this. Sad for the Charlotte Hornet fan. Huh. I mean, you can't say it even more, but congratulations to the Mavs. They win this. Now, uh, I want to talk about Philly. I'm surprised they're number three, but actually, I'm not surprised they're number three. I'm not surprised at all. The Charlotte Hornets, a little bit not surprising at all. Utah Jazz, like I said, I was surprised they didn't get the number one pick because they need something in Utah. Washington also, New Orleans also, maybe not. Brooklyn, I was pretty surprised. So I was surprised at everything, but who can who can who can blame? It's just a lottery pick, so just move on. But thank you very much for listening to this podcast. Uh, Make sure to follow me on X on social media on X, formerly Twitter at Belly versus PFM. Instagram Pascal underscore Mayara underscore 15. And don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel, Too Good to Be True podcast. On my YouTube channel, make sure to share, like, leave your comment on the video, notify, and also listen to this podcast on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcast. That would say thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.